Personally, I prefer silver because when gold goes up a little bit, silver tends to go up a lot more. It's like it's on an elastic band, and when gold goes down, silver goes down a lot more. Hi everybody, it's Marcus here and welcome in today's video. I will be talking about which securities, which companies are we investing in during this market crash. So make sure you take lots and lots of notes. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button now so you don't miss out on these kind of videos that are so important for you. So go ahead and do that now. During the market crash, what happened was when the announcements came out about the lockdown, the markets took a big hit. I mean, they went down around 36-37%, and then of course there was the usual snapback. Now that is totally normal. If you have a look at the last crashes in 2008 and you have the dot-com bubble burst in 2000, exactly the same happened. So you have a big crash and then you have what's called a snapback, okay? And that's where most of the retail investors think, oh, it's time to get in, and they pump it back up a little bit, okay? Now what that does is it allows the institutions to get out, okay? So you don't want to, and that's why this video is a little bit important here, because you don't want to be buying the same companies that we were buying before the market crash. The landscape has changed slightly. Now, if you're looking to hold it for the next 5 to 10 years, I'm sure you'll be fine, but I'm talking about, not having to wait for the next 5 to 10 years, because I believe that it is very likely that the market is going to come down. Now it might be in what I call a bit of a buffalo range, not a bull market up or a bear market down, but a bit of a buffalo range, but with a tendency towards a bear market. Why do I say that? Very simple really. It's because of all the results that are going to be coming out when we finally understand what this lockdown has meant for businesses, and it hasn't been good. You yourself, I am sure, know that your local businesses have been shut. Very few of them have managed to actually stay open. And that is going to have a big impact on their profits. And that, unfortunately, is going to have a big impact on their stock market price. So, what is it that we could be investing in? I want you to think right now, especially in times of uncertainty, always think about a certain amount of security, stability, and safety. So the kind of things that you can invest in, for example, are gold and silver. Now, personally, I prefer silver because when gold goes up a little bit, silver tends to go up a lot more. It's like it's on an elastic band, and when gold goes down, silver goes down a lot more. So I like silver because it has a little bit more volatility, so the snapbacks are going to be much more. But it's up to you, of course, and there are other precious metals that you can look to invest in as well. The other thing, of course, are things like commodities. So, for example, right now, oil has come down dramatically to levels that we have, well, I've never seen in my 20 years of investing. But also, it's for the very first time that the futures have gone to actually a minus number. In other words, people were asking please take it off my hands. In fact, I will pay you to take it off my hands because there is no storage space. So that one for you, I mean, I have a position in that. For you, that might be a little bit risky right now. But in all of these, we're looking at ETFs, exchange traded funds of either gold, silver, or commodities like oil, or for example, copper. Now, if you're looking at specific stocks, this is what I would be looking to do right now. And those are consumer staples. What does that mean? Well, it's what people will continue consuming. They're your staple things that you keep putting into your basket. For example, people still need to wash, so they'll still have shampoo. They'll still be doing things like soap, etc. So toothpaste, all of that kind of thing. They're consumer staples. They're things that people keep buying. So companies, and I'm not making any recommendations here, please do your own research. Very, very important indeed. And use a strategy. Don't just buy. You need to know a strategy, and our value cost averaging strategy is probably the best one to be using in today's market. I'd be looking at, well, what are the consumer stable companies? Procter & Gamble, for example, or you might have Johnson & Johnson, for example. So have a look at those kind of companies that are really very, very secure indeed, because they're blue chip stocks, meaning they have thousands of different products, but also they are geographically located all around the world. So no matter what happens, you know, unless we have a real global recession, it isn't going to really impact them in the way that normally, you know, individual companies might be impacted. So those are the kind of areas, industries and sectors and also companies that I'd be looking to get into. And I have to mention cryptocurrencies because it looks like it's being extremely steady in this market. So the ones to go for are, of course, the ones that are the biggest. So for example, you might be looking for something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example. I prefer Ethereum. In fact, I'm probably going to be doing another video on why I prefer Ethereum to Bitcoin. But, you know, the really solid companies, cryptocurrencies, so make sure that you do your own research on those. But you're really looking for something quite solid right now with a really solid strategy like our value cost averaging strategy. So I look forward to hearing what you think is the right thing to be buying right now. So please leave your comments below and let's see whether we can get a discussion going. I'll be looking as well to see whether I agree or not on those. I mean, if you want to take on a little bit more risk, for example, what you can do instead of just buying gold or silver, and you can do physical or you can do ETFs in gold and silver. If I were you, I would do both. That's what I'm doing. The other thing you could do is buy an ETF, for example, of gold miners or silver miners if you want a little bit more volatility. If you want to take on a little bit more risk, then it would be the junior gold miner ETF or the junior silver miner ETFs. And if you want a lot of volatility, and I would not recommend this, you might want to buy individual miners. But remember, I mean, I wouldn't do that personally. We're just having a discussion here. Because they might go to zero individual companies. Okay, so when you're looking to buy individual companies, you really want to make sure that they are extremely solid companies, and like some of the ones that I mentioned right now. Okay, so I hope that gives you an idea of the kind of things you need to be looking at, and remember to subscribe to this channel, and I'll tell you why, because you don't want to be missing out on all the information that I'm going to be putting up over the next few weeks during this crisis. It's very important that we don't just survive this, but that we actually thrive in this crisis, and we are lining ourselves up to do that. And if you like this video, please also hit the subscribe button. I'll be very, very thankful that you did that as well. So remember to comment below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And always remember, invest with passion and profit.